from a region. Okay.
Good morning, colleagues and all guests. Let's settle down so we can get proceedings underway. Good morning, everyone. I will be your program director, BK Matewe. House rules, please let's make sure our phones are muted, silent, so that we don't disturb the proceedings. Welcome to the SAFA Presidential Candidate Press Conference here at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. You're all welcome. I'll ask Apostle Bridget Hawkins from the Hospital Ministry to lead us in whether it's a moment of meditation or prayer. If you may, Apostle.
Thank you. Can I read one verse or just one line and we can pray? The book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, it says, "Let us not get tired of doing what is good, as just at the right time we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." Let us bow heads and pray. Father, we thank you for your loving kindness and your mercy. We thank you, Lord, for your grace that is sufficient. We thank you, Father God, for each and everything that will take place here. Father God, we have known this day before it could even come to pass, and we commit everything into your hands. Do what you can do best, O God. The Bible says you have known this event, O Mama, before she was even conceived in her mother's belly. You have appointed her, O God. And we pray, Lord, that whatever good blessing that you have spoken upon her life, let it come to pass in this lifetime. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Colleagues, let me also take this opportunity to apologize for the delay in the start of our press conference. We're scheduled to start at 11, but there have just been some delays. Thank you very much, Apostle. Nonetheless, we will proceed. I'll now ask Wagomatlari to come and introduce our main guest for the day.
Thanks, Program Director. And then ke thome ka o dumedisha batho kaofela na ke lengwa ko Matlhare from SAFA Capricorn region, REC member, and then from Molemole I'm the deputy chairperson, and I'm also director of Mahato Academy in Matox. Before I introduce Mama Ria, I want to say something, Program Director, because today is a special day for us, because football is for the people. Football, kiarana kaofela. And then I want to show people or our REC members, they're supposed to be here, but because they have some interest somewhere, they didn't come. But because now from my heart, I know the truth. Mama Ria is our deputy president from SAFA. Regardless of the candidates or elections, but we must honor the visit of Mama Ria in our province. Argbetelen must offer that. Since this national executive. The last person, really Ramona, in our province, it was Nematandani. The last executive member, you are not at for the caucus in the province. You are at like now Ria is open, or what they can come and see, or footballer which direction. But now is the right time, or a president Yamusadi. That is the right time. And I believe, or after this briefing here today, they will see on the media now, on the social media, they will see Matare and I'll go briefing. And I'm waiting for the suspension. That one I'm waiting, I know. But what I know, the truth core, narele REC member, even from Mole LFA, we are proud, Kama Maria, because we once have 2 players from our side. Yellow no di developil. Tux Machaga, Ravale Simon Ramalas, Tux, is around here, Tux. You see, he's one of the players, captain from Ria Stars. And then Simon Ramalazo and I from same village. And then little late doubles. Simon is not around. But before Ngawulela Jedinchi Mamaria, you are welcome in our region. Feel free. We are behind you. We will support you. And we will make sure on the 25, head of delegates will do the right thing. That one we are 100% sure. Kialebo.
Maschaba, we are all yours. Just a quick one. Styles? Yes. I'm told Styles, I'm told maybe a message or two, a word or two.
Thank you so much. I can see beautiful soul. And then I'm happy today, Mama, you have come to our province. And then I'm happy even the legends. Sundown and Kaizer Chiefs player. Dukes Machaka. Kewala kikidi legend. Gerald Rapachelo. Jos Ravuta. Tega Makola. Onolo mucho tomo huilere margama Andres Sobola. Local slacker. And then we are saying we are proud and we are not afraid. I'm saying loud and clear, those who are a little doubt for Mama, they are playing. We are saying we're behind you, Mama. We are going all out. We'll campaign. Those who say they've sold their soul, I will never go to Eastern Cape and vote for Dane. That be Ngabitang. Wareki, you sell your soul. But SAFA, whoever, we are saying to them, you are still welcome. Decide, come back. We are welcome. Don't sell your soul to the devil. I'm saying that. Now we need a change. Nako e tlile, we went to see Bolarna etswela pele. Bolarna morago, all the time they say they are going back to the drawing board. For how long? We are still celebrating group of 96. We don't have anything to celebrate nowadays. 96 is how many years? We need a change, Mama. We're going to support you. Forward you go, backward never. And let's intensify, go to the media, all over. Liberty takes it all para, my sister all over, will go there all out. I say thank you so much.
Thank you, Styles, and also to acknowledge former captain of Ria Stars, Joseph Lechanyane. Yeah, Joseph, another legend. Let me call upon not in my name representative to also render a message of support.
Thank you so much, Program Director. Greetings, everyone. I stand here representing a sector, the civil society sector, and we have consulted very widely. And I can tell you one thing, the sector is saying that definitely we need change. And we are convinced that the only person that will bring us change at this point in time is Ledwaba. This is why yes. This is why we are mobilizing other sectors, we are mobilizing business, we are mobilizing political parties, other civil society groups as well. We're mobilizing everyone to stand up with her. We are all behind her, and we're calling on all forward-thinking South Africans, you know, to stand with us and to stand with Ledwaba. And even media has got an important role to play in the coming elections at SAFA. And we need to call out those who are misbehaving, like ENCA, that decided to recall an interview without any explanations. We need to understand why they did that. And they must account to South Africans. Last night we were all watching our television screens, waiting to see and hear from our mother, but they pulled out the interview without telling us why. We need to know. And I also wish to thank you to progressive media houses that have come here today. You are the real and true South Africans, and it is you that are going to move this country forward. Ladies and gentlemen, as a sector, we are saying that we support Mama Rea to be the next president of SAFA, and then we are not backing down. I thank you.
Mam Rea, we are all yours.
Pastor Apostle Hawkins from Hospital Ministries in Polokwane. She asked to be excused. She thought the press conference was at 10 o'clock. All media present here this morning. Hey, the legends. Malombo. You know Malombo was the coach of Ria Stars. My captain. Very disciplined player. He's working, he's a director in the office of the Premier there, and I'm not surprised. Those are the people, when they say, when you say to people you are successful, you must at least have just one person that you can show. So you see, I'm not showing one person. Mara, he's there, Joseph Lehanyan. That's my captain, and that's the title I call him ever since he has been a Ria Stars player from the age of 10. They are all here legend. I don't want to count you, and I'm encouraged to see the legends here this morning. My beautiful daughter, Di Tseho, she's here with the Ledwaba family. They are here to support me. My sisters-in-law there, Malehu and Mama, and the whole family. All guests that are here, important guests that have been invited here this morning. I know that South Africans and the continent is watching us. Yes, we are live streaming. Everybody's watching. I would have made a very big mistake to do a press conference in Johannesburg and not do a press conference in Limpopo. And I think this is our last conference. We have spoken. Now we'll go on the ground. You know, we have been given 14 days to campaign. It has never happened in the history of South African Football Association. I was an NEC member in 2013. We started campaigning in 2012. I was an NEC member I was a candidate in 2018, and we started campaigning in 2017. In fact, the statutes are very clear. They are saying in your previous ordinary Congress, the Congress will decide on the date of the election for the next coming Congress, which will be in the next year. So you will know that in 2019, 2020, 2021, we have never had conferences. You'll attest to that, all of you who are sitting here, that we have seen political parties having congresses visually. During COVID, we have seen FIFA doing congresses. We have seen a number of organizations doing congresses. But our organization, we did not have any congresses for those three years. Now, and I think it's important for me to explain this, BK, that this date of the election of the 25th was not on the agenda of the Congress. And I want to explain so that South Africans and the continent must understand that I am an elected member of SAFA. When I go to the Congress, I'm not a member. in that Congress. And I will explain why I'm saying I'm not, so that people must never be confused by the media or people speaking out there on behalf of SAFA. The members of SAFA are the regions. We have got 52 regions. They will have 3 delegates each region to come to the Congress. Then you have the associate members. The associate member, we mean the masters and legends, university user, the deaf, the police, defense, those, they are 10. And they will have 2 delegates, they've got 1 vote each. Then you have the PSL. The PSL is our special member, and they will have members that are coming there, 4 members, and they will have 6 votes. Those are members that must come to the Congress and vote. The NEC, that has been elected to serve South Africans in terms of making sure that there's development of football, will have an NEC meeting before the Congress. So if the Congress is on the 25th, we'll have an NEC meeting on the 24th where we deliberate on the agenda of the Congress. Then when we have made our decision, we have deliberated, the chairman, which is who is the president of the organization of the NEC, will then present us there. I will not be asked to, I will not raise my hand in the Congress to object. I want it to be very clear, because every time I hear in the paper, I hear people speaking, or she did not object. So I cannot object in the Congress. I can only object in the NEC meeting. And if an agenda is not in the NEC meeting, there's nothing for me to object, because it's not there. If it is brought into the Congress, there's nothing that I can do. I will just listen to the conversation, and if I need to object or to raise a dispute, that's what I will do. So I just wanted to explain that just before I address you, so that you understand the issue, how we are convened as a Congress, in a Congress, who are the delegates in the Congress. So even on the 25th, I will not be a delegate. I will be going there as a candidate that is going to be voted. So I'm sure I've made myself clear on that. And look, I think South African Football Association need change. And I want South Africans and all of you guests that are here to understand, or the change we are talking about is not the change of Ledwaba. Is the change to make sure that there is progress. We see progress in South African Football Association. We have a lot of challenges that I would take the whole day if I have to elaborate of them. And this conference is to show what is it that we believe as the incoming. We are the incoming leaders of South African. We must be able to have what we call governance. You know, in each and every organization, there is a constitution. You must abide by that constitution. There must be we need ethical leadership. We need leaders that we can rely on, leaders that we know are not for their own interest. There was a Picard Commission, do you remember it? A Picard Commission, one of the recommendations from the Picard Commission was football people must be volunteers. That is why we are volunteers. We are not paid a salary. We are not paid. It was because of that Picard Commission that was said. That commission was established by President Mandela when things were not going right in football. And the Picard Commission said, we do not want people to go into sports for benefiting, for making money out of sports. When you go into sports, you must go into sports because you have got passion and you are going to make a change, not because you are going to make money out of the sports. That's what the Picard Commission, one of the recommendations of the Picard Commission. Governance. You cannot have an organization that does not totally adhere. And I'm going to give you one simple example. The statutes are very clear. You will not discuss an item that is not on the agenda. It's in the Constitution. It doesn't need a vote. It doesn't need anybody to say, there's an item we want. No. The agenda, if the item is not on an agenda, BK, you can't discuss it in the Congress. It's compliance with the statutes. The statute says, as soon as the governance committee has decided on the candidates, they will send the list of the candidate to the CEO of the organization. And the CEO of the organization will immediately send that list to the members and to the NEC. Now you are sitting at home, you hear that the list is going to be issued this afternoon, then you get a call from a journalist saying, we see you are in. And I say, I don't know what you're talking about. No, there was a press conference at SAFA House and the media has been given the list. Is that what the Constitution say? The Constitution is very clear. When the list come out, you send it to the members. The members can't hear from the media. They must get the list first and then. But I'm just showing you that we have an organization. I must count myself in because I'm there. We must be an organization that adhere to our own statute. We created them, and we must be able to abide by those. Before we went into the Congress of the 26th, there was an NEC meeting, as I indicated. And I see the agenda, BK, and the agenda does not have, I'm talking about March this year. I see an agenda that does not have the date of the election. And then I immediately write a letter because I read. South Africans, we don't read. That's why people will manipulate us. People will, because they know that South Africans, we don't read. We have got a document here, we don't read. We receive the statutes, we don't read them. I read. And I was taught by the late Ntate Tauniane, may his soul rest in peace, when he inducted me into the board of governors of PSL, the one thing he taught me, he said, you want to play in the men's game, this is your Bible. And he was giving me the constitution of the PSL and say, it must be something that is engraved in your mind every time, and you will be able to achieve. And I think I have stood by that book of the PSL when I was a board member there, and I could not be defeated when I decide, when I debate on issues. I do not debate on personal issues. I debate issues based on the statutes, which is the Bible. So then we go to the meeting. I said, I see there's no date of the election. I'm sure you have heard the media that there was a 20,000 rand that was paid to all the NEC members, were 40. can calculate how much is it. That's football money. We're paid Kadi 23, it's December 2021. And then I requested, then where does this come from? Because I don't remember sitting in a meeting where we spoke about paying. And I was told, no, yes, you were paid. And remember, the offices of SAFA were closed from the 15th of December to the 15th of January. So you ask yourself, then who pays when the offices of the association is closed? Then I sent my 20,000 rand back. I said, give me the account number. Because it's not authorized, I'm not. So when I did not see the date of the election there, then I wrote, I said, can we have these two items added, the date of the election and the 20,000 rand, because I want us to discuss that. Then I was told, no, it's an extraordinary meeting. When it's an extraordinary meeting, you do not, when they give you an agenda, that's the agenda. You can't add anything. So I went to the meeting knowing that there is no date of election. And indeed, there was no date. And indeed, in the NEC, we never discussed that. Then we go to the Congress. Then it is brought in the Congress. And, well, there were suggestions there, 31st of July, we can do the election. Someone said, no, but you said the election, the regions must all go on election first, and then the CEO must monitor those elections. But why? July is too early. Let's move it to August. Then we decided, okay, fine, let's take it to August. So you ask yourself now, the 25th of June, where does it come from? Where does it come from? Who decided on that? I refuse to receive, BK, a round-robin decision. And I'm sure I've got people who work in corporates here. You cannot receive a round-robin that says the next election will be on the 25th of June, yes or no. Then I ask again, and I do things in writing because I don't want people to say, me said so, she said so. Can we be told why we are having a date? Who decided on this date of the 25th when the date was July and the end of August? I think the Congress decided on the end of August. No answer. But I have asked. And I think it was not only me, the Vice President of Western Cape, the Vice President Kompela from Western Cape also wrote and say, but can somebody let us understand why we are having a date on the 25th? But that's the date that has been given to us, who will now go on election on the 20th. I just wanted to clear that. But then I saw a letter, BK, I'm sure you all media received it, a letter that I wrote to the CEO asking a date, or can we put a date of election? And I saw that letter going around the media. And what the association wanted to portray out there is that, but she's saying the date of, she's questioning the date of the election, but it's her who asked. She asked that this item must be, but they don't give them their response that they said it can't be on the agenda. So I'm trying to put all these things so that even when you listen to the radio, when you listen to, I guess there are people talking out there. When they speak, when you come in, you must be able to ask the relevant question, because if you don't have information, you might not be able to ask the right question. I'm putting that on that. But look, we have institutional and organizational challenge at SAFA. It's not a secret. We have serious problem of just adhering to the statutes that we have established. So what is it that we want to bring? What is this change that we are telling you? What is it when we say we want to go back on track? I think re tswile ko sporong hanyane man. Re santse re boele ko sporong. Development, competition. The competition that I've seen, it's when I had a Chappies Little League. I'm sure the legends that are here that played, they will tell you that's the last time they saw competition. Chappies Little League, it was under 10 and 12, under 19 Caltex, under 21 Toyota, under 15 Nike. Those were the competitions that were there that will be played by all the provinces, and then you go national, you have a winner there. Those competitions are not there. In South African Football Association, we have 343 local football association. Ntate Matlhare o ne a bolela hore o tswa ko Molemole. Molemole is one of the local football association ya Capricorn region. Go Capricorn, you have got Molemole, you have got Polokwane, you have got Lepelle Nkumbi, you have got Blowback. Those are the four, and the other regions will have that. Those 343 local football association, all of them, they are not funded. And that's where football plays. That's where development is. That's where our young boys, 10, 12, girls, 10, 12, must play there and be developed. We can't develop in South Africa. We develop players in the national team. You hear coaches coming here telling you, no, we don't worry about the result. We are still developing. There is no development in the national team. No way. The development starts there in the local football association. That's where Chelete, South African Football Association, is it can't go into our pocket. It must go into development of football. We must create competition. How we out Amaya Modi region in Lady LFA, they've got nothing. Nothing. And then we start saying, no, the national team is not doing well. The national team, we start there. When you have development, then you are able to start. Then let's go to the region. We have got 52 regions. They are paid 35,000 rand a grant a month. And you must listen to me very carefully. If they are lucky. If they are lucky. Because you will get it today, and then you will get it in the next 5 months. So that 35,000 rand, remember there are staff members there. We have got a regional secretary. We have got the people that are working in the office. Those people, that 35,000 rand cannot even cater for them. It tells you how much our people that are volunteer. Remember, Pikadurule, we must volunteer. Yes. So people are going there to volunteer. How much will that 35,000 rand do? We get about 1.5 million US dollar. You can calculate those that have the dollar rate. I think it's 15 rand or 16 rand. Just calculate how much is it in rands. Why can't that money go to the local football association to build our young boys and girls out there? Help us to be able to do. That's the change that we want to bring. They must be able to be proud to make sure that each and every young boy and girl wa nyaka go bapala football is there. Bana ba rena ona no ba ya go di rugby, ba ya go di cricket. You know why? Because ona le development there. Ba bona gona le development. So we cannot, football is a national asset. Re a tseba ka moka. It's not for the people that are elected or the people that are in the region. Football is for South Africans. That's why Bafana ba loser. Agere banyana bona ba win all the time. Bafana ba loser. There's an outcry. South African ba kwata he bafana ba loser because banyaka a winning national team. Renali DNA of winning. We are a winning country. We want to win all the time. Let me go to school sports. Lenkwelo re rapalelwa ka di local football association le di region. Chacho riterele school sports ra sitlisha. You know how many schools are there? How many schools are there that needs to, and how bona bu Dukes, bu Malombo, bu Rabuta there, bu Rapatlele there. All of them, they come from schools. How kalibella? Hona bano o babona kai bana ba tswang ko sekolong. There's no football at schools. So we are saying bona di legends it is not a associate member. Can we give that product to the legends? Bona fela rena le di legends ba ka palelwa le go covera dikolo tsa mo Limpopo. Mara are ba fe bona ba tla ipeakanya re tla ba capacitate will take them through courses, will train them, they will be able to have administrators, they will have, and they will know what to do. I don't think there's any associate member that would be better placed than the masters and legends. Obviously, there is USA, which is the university. They can also work with the university. The university is one of the key partners that we should have. Go to all the university in the country, because vanale the services that they can give us. Never went there. Go there. Vanale the facilities, the grounds where our teams can play. Vanale the physiotherapists, vanale the psychologists, vanale the doctor. Mola, where best can these services be done? Kodi team in Zarena, because they will help the team as they are practical. Not to urbata bato patelo. Mara the universities key, one of the key partners that South African Football Association must have. Women's football, you know that we are doing very well. But we can do better. We can do better. The constitution that has been approved, women's committees out of that constitution. So it means women have no platform in a standing committee of SAFA where they can bring policies and be able to give those recommendations to the. It's out there. There is no department of women. It's something, a requirement that was requested by FIFA. I've asked until I decided I'm not going to ask anymore. When are we having a department of women in SAFA? When are we appointing a head of that department? And FIFA was very specific. That women's department must be run by a woman. It's not there. So ask yourself, with all the women that are there that have gone to FIFA courses and all that, why do we not have that structure? We want to bring back the things that will make the women's football to do even better. The reason why America is a powerhouse in terms of women's football, they did exactly what FIFA is asking us. They decided, or they are going to run women in the federation, not outside the federation. So we need to bring back that. We need to have women that are going to be policy makers in terms of the committee of women. We need it back into the statutes. I've spoken about school sports where I'm saying the legends must be able to take part. It must be the legends product. And I know the Department of Education is waiting for you. The Department of Sports is waiting for you to partner with the legends. And I know that FIFA has got so much money. You do not get, they only give you that one that they give to all 211 federations. But if you don't apply, if you don't have project, you won't get that money. But you can imagine if the legends group themselves together and they have project. Limpopo can have a different project from Gauteng and they can apply for that money. There is money. Every time we're in meetings, we hear South Africa never apply for these funds. Yes. There's even one country that has built a hotel because they went to FIFA and say, we have nothing. We believe if we build a hotel, we will be able to generate some funds into the people will hire, the teams, the other sporting codes will sleep. Those are the projects that you decide what is it, and if FIFA feels or this project it's value adding to football, they will be able to give you that. Let's go to relationship. Do we even know why we should have relationship? And one must ask that question. Maybe the media will ask. Let me leave them. I will answer it when you ask, because I know you are going to ask me that question. Do we have relationship? In business, people who are in business here will tell you. In business, before you do a strategic plan, the first thing you must know your clientele. Business but however the mall, they check how many the population mola pele ke batho ba kae ba no dira mall o na le population ya batho ba 5. You must work on that. So the relationship that I'm talking about, you will agree with me. One is the university. I've already spoken about that. There is no way a federation can have a relationship. You must go there to the universities and find out what do they have, what services they can give to your teams, and what facilities do they have in their university. That's number one. Number two, your supporters, your teams. Well, let me say this. There is no SAFA without teams. If the team sits there's no SAFA at all. So, how only an organization without those teams, you do not have an organization. Then you look, these teams, how are we going to help these teams to survive? Because you ask me, you use your family money. I'm not staying in a double-story house today, because all that money that I should have built a double-story house, I gave it to football. It is in football. So you need to have that kind of a relationship. Yeah, the team is arena. Renale 144 teams in ABC Motsepe. Renale 144 in Sasol. Regional leagues, we have got 100. So we have got so many teams. We have got over 3 million players that are playing football in South Africa. So how do they go to the field? How do they go to the games? How do they go to the games? How do our supporters come here to come and watch Bafana play? How do supporters come here when we have a game at night? They don't have cars. The taxi industry. The taxi industry are there, they've got cars. Renowned owners of the team don't have cars. So how best go to the taxi industry? We have got Santaco, we've got another taxi industry also. You go there, BK, and you say, we know that you charge people 3 rand per kilometer. Can you charge football? Because we have got 144 teams. We have got 16 teams here in Limpopo. We have got Sasol. We have got that. They're traveling every Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. They're playing. They want... Can you give us 1 rand 50? We giving. I go taxi rent So can you give us better rate so that but and over dira jwang o ba fa card di go SAFA batho ba ba nang le di card ke di player tse di bapalang fela ka mole. So I'm saying, give everybody whiling in football, the owners of the team, they must be able, or I'm a member of SAFA. Then the taxi industry, the hospitality, hotel. But the team is all those. Why can't we go to the hotels and make a deal with them? We want a special rate. We are bringing you clients. You are not going to wait every time clients say 1-8. Every weekend you will have the teams sleeping there and all that. We don't do that. We have that. The municipality, all the 52 region, district. Polokwane. Capricorn region. Why can't you have the relationship with Salga? We have never met with Salga. You go to Salga and say you have got what they call infrastructure grant. And it's us who must go to them and say we need to have our teams having a place to be. But it's women's teams because they don't have the field. All the time, the other divisions, they will have to postpone their game. We need to have our own facilities. Let me say, South African Football Association have no facilities. It's our business, it's our competence, that's where we play. We don't. Do we have offices? Lena, your office? Abanayo office. At least Capricorn in a office. It's our office. Yeah, Capricorn. But most of the regions do not have any offices of their own. They have offices because they are renting there. This is after 2010 World Cup that FIFA left 640 million rent. We couldn't build an office, it's a 52. We couldn't do the fields that we are comfortable. You know, there is just so much we could have done with that money, but let's not even talk about it's done. That money, how many years, BK, from 2010? Yeah, 12 years, 640 million. So these are the things that we want to bring. We want football people to go to the field of play and play. Currently, the teams go to the field of the play. South African Football Association appoint the referees to go and do the game. Do you know who pays? The teams. They don't appoint the referee. They are appointed by us, but then they are paid by the teams. The teams must go there. This one must pay this much. That one must pay that much. Those referees must. So are we not encouraging corruption? Are we not encouraging bribery? Because you allow the teams to go there and talk to the referee. So if Kisanso go for 350, go for 3,000, you can imagine what you are going to do in that field. You won't even, some of the things you won't see them. So that is why we have so much violence, go the gaming, because the supporters, they know this thing, they see them, and then they become violent and they become suspended, or the teams become suspended because of that. But we're saying, let South African, let us take the responsibility of the referees. The referees are taro, honestly. But utwa go vembe, utya the assistants how mo Polokwane lilo reva go bela. Game to maka 3 to fela ka 5 ka winter. Bo fitla byangwa abana koloi. How are they going to arrive? Ka 700 ba santse ba ishare ba le ba bararo. Look, we can't take South African football money ra e fa batho. We can't do that. So now this is my last one. BK, we go to a congress, we show that we have made, South African Football Association is a public organization. The public have got interest in South African food. You go there, you announce that we have made a profit of 1 million, right? But previously, you in 2019, you have written off 50 million. Yadi region. Ye longor o paletsu go ba patela ka this month, that month, that month. Hari tlhakanya ka moka, it's approximately 50 million rand. So no. This 50 million rand we write off because ke tšhelete ya rena anyway ke di grant di tswa ko rena, and then we can balance our books. Then you decide, after you tell us that you have made 1 million, then you approve 20,800,000 to who? Not to football, to us. Let's pay ourselves 20,800,000. How do I come to that? We never had a congress in 2019, 2020, 2021. Go on a conference. I lo Ledwaba gona conference. 130, 40. 130, 130, 130, 100. You can calculate it's about 500 and something. But why, if Renali on a 20,000, we did a profit here 1 million, 20 million, why don't you take it back to the regions? Why don't you? And immediately after that, because we are going to election, 100,000 rand each, 4 million. The region, we are going to region, hey, we last got our grant in February, in March. You could have, with that 4 million rand, we could have paid 52 region for 2 months. But we gave it to ourselves. And I said to myself, should I send it back like I sent the 20,000 rand? Maybe I should have given to you, BK. I said, what do I do? No. I see that the candidates are going around the country being electoral officers. You can just imagine what it is. Electoral officer, and ba independent. They know each nothing. They must be totally independent. But what we have seen this year is the candidate themselves, NEC members, going around the country conducting elections. So no. Ka hore ba berekisha tšhelete yone anka e busetsa gore ke ba fa tšhelete ya hore ba kgone ho tsamaya ba ile ho dira di-election unconstitutionally, unlawfully. So a ke e busetše kwa. What do I do with it? No. Let me give it to 4 LFAs, Local Football Association. Ka decide or 4 LFA, kilo lefa 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000. And ke ba file. The LFA to 4. Ke ba file di 25,000 because ke tšhelete, a se tšhelete ya rena, is the money to develop football. A ke re ke le botsisa ra bana selo. I'm sure most those LFA ka ba botsisa. I'm sure ke mathomo ba ba le 25,000 ka ra account tša bona. Mara mushumo oba o dirang ko di local football association, it's amazing. Got the little that they get. Because one must ask me, mara bona benom ba bereka jang? I kere bana le di team. All the teams are in the LFA. How we go how register? The beginning of the year was told go Eastern Cape. Oh, no, Western Cape. How re register mama? Re register ka 8,880. We get nothing. Just go there and register. No outfit, not even one soccer ball. No soccer ball. And then as I speak to you today, last week, as I speak to you today, for 3 years, we have never received our prize money. Baba. At the end, they don't get anything with either. You can imagine. And now I know the teams, if you say to them, the registration fee is 20,000 rand. or it's 10,000 rand. But when you register, you get I don't know if a lot of people know that in a football game you have got an away outfit and a home outfit. Ko ro bapala ko gae ka white, o ka se o bapala ko ntle ka white. Yes. So how ke patetse 10,000 umpa outfit ya home and away, umpa le at least 10 balls. They will cover me for the rest of the year. So this is what the team play, they get nothing. The supporters come to the game, they get nothing. There's so much we can, rewards. Ladies, about the rewards I get. Pick and Pay, ShopRite, Boxer, where get a reward for supporters where they stay, so that if they buy there because they are a supporter of SAFA, then they get a discount. Just imagine how many supporters will come to the stadium. Now let's have a win a car. You come to the then Polokwane Stadium is full because the supporter like babonaing value for their money. That one supporter can win that car. And then the next thing, someone also want to win something. Win a house. Rekapalelwa ka 640 million rand. I'm sure every province is a 10. Hey, and then Bafana win a house, support, and a supporter fella, you must show your card or you are a full supporter of the association. So this is the things that we believe that football must go back on track. There must be change, and it's inevitable. Change has to come. I know there's resistance, and I'm here, I'm gonna plead, Matahar, I'm gonna plead with this province. I'm gonna plead with this province that we have got Waterberg, we have got Capricorn, we have got Mopani, we have got Vembe, we have got Skukuni. I'm pleading with the leadership of those regions. I'm pleading with them. I know they've gone on radio, they've gone on paper that they are supporting the current president. And let me ask, I want the people when they call, when they speak, they must ask them. I think Matlahare is already, the last president they saw here was Ndate Kirsten Ramad. Asatle lunya ga dikgetho. Atlo bona ka re ke province ya hae. Ba le botse bona batho ba hore na the president over Mbanyaka ba re rena re le this o kile atla ne mo provinceng atlo bolela le batho ba bolo. Apa re batho ba bolo le bona ba le ska re di team ya di vote. They vote because they are a member of the LFA. The teams will give the LFA a mandate to say rena really the team tsa go mule re nyaka this person. Then the regional the local executive committee itla ya go region ya rena re le mule re boni o ka baka la go re mone a dira eng le eng re nyaka. Then region kona itla ringa ya go province ya fitla no rena re buletse le district mara ya go ba le di messenger. They are messengers. They are just sent to come and say no rena, but now we want to see democracy in South Africa in South African Football Association. The normal procedure, each and every election is that candidates must be given an opportunity to go to each and every region and go and present their vision or what they call manifesto. Then the region will decide. But you cannot region decide when they have not even had anybody speaking. At least now I have done in my province. I have in the province, I have put myself and say, I have been nominated and I want the support. And I'm still requesting for that support. Agere nomination is another system. Voting is another system. Again, we have seen a lot of people nominated but not voted. So I'm asking Limpopo football leadership to go there and do the right thing. And I'm asking for the province's vote. I'm asking for the votes of 5 regions, which have 520 votes. So, Horaure, Limpopo, I'm asking for those 20 votes because I am saying they are not giving those 20 votes to Ria. They are giving the 20 votes to change. They are giving 20 votes so that we can see the football that we have seen. Kadi competition it's not about me, and I'm very clear with it. It's not about this woman who's standing here. It's about making sure that there is participation in football. You can't have a statute like the apartheid system where you must be voted by your region and we are all in football. Now I've been in football all my life. I don't need to be voted. So you group people like the area group that were done by apartheid system so that the legends must be voted by the legends themselves. PSL must vote. Ke statutes sa rena se se ntshwa seo. Se approving ke sona ke lwang ka sona seo. So PSL must only I served there as a board member. They can't nominate me. They only nominate Batuabalingo PSL. The legends, the associate member only nominate the associate members. The regions, the province only nominate from your province. You can't nominate somebody if ko province yao. You can't go and nominate somebody else. So where is capacity? Are we not closing capacity outside of our association? We can't have those kind of statutes that are discriminatory. They are discriminating. Now this is and I must say this is the most interesting one out of that new constitution that was approved, that was adopted by the Congress, 26. We had 2 sets of statutes in that Congress. The one that was given on the 8th of December and the one that was given on the 8th of March. We were supposed to have a Congress, 11, and that Congress was postponed. And in terms of the statutes again, when you postpone a Congress, you must have it, reconvene it in 14 days. The agenda does not change. You can't send other documents. Now it is postponed, Gadi 10, but Vaseti Johannesburg. Papateti all over, but the Congress, Gadi 11, is postponed. And the Congress can only be postponed in a sitting Congress. You can't sit somewhere and postpone the Congress. The people must come here, and they were there. 10. Could have just called them and say, because of COVID, we are postponing this Congress. But you don't do that. Then you call it after 3 months, March. Then you bring another statute, March. I get a bullet or before the 11. Nothing else. Then you bring another statute or updated statutes, March. Then we go there. We debate. There was no debate. There were 3 regions that have sent a motion. And also, when you send a motivation, it's written in the Congress. It says, how do you amend? How do you send your motivation? You tell us, this is the statutes, this is my motivation, this is my change, and this. That is not what happened in there. The 3 regions that submitted their motion, you stand up yourself and tell us why you are changing the constitution. The 3 regions that have sent, they never had an opportunity to present then. Okay, the NEC just said, no, we received their statutes and then we rejected them without even taking us through what was rejected. But then we have the statutes, now we must have the final one that is signed. We get the signed copy on the 14th of April. I read each and from one page to the first, article by article. Then I took the 8th of March, the 8th of December, 8th of March, 14. I went through. There's some wording changes. When people approve something, but approve grammatical error. Then, interesting, there's a new article. It was not there on the 8th. It was not there on the 8th of March. Then it is in the signed one. Airing this article. You must understand, we are living in a very difficult situation there. Mara, it's okay. This article says, it's Article 30.4F. It was never discussed in the Congress. It says, previous NEC members that have previously served in the NEC and or at a higher level shall not be eligible for position of SAFA. Let me explain thoroughly. Lucas Nthapo, the one that was the vice president previously, cannot be nominated or abe president. All those NEC members that have served in the NEC previously, Nom Samatlangu can't serve because, and very capable, she's at the university. She can actually become a president of this organization. She can't be, she's not eligible. So you can see, it is, because it was not discussed, somebody said and said, Mara, ke ba tswalelela jwang ka ntle batho ba. E re ke tlishe article ka mo in the statutes that will take them out. And then it must be, Mara, bale, you know Mudimu. Mudimu no nna ke mo servang. I love my God. You know, we shall know the truth, and the truth shall set SAFA free. Ke Mudimu wa ka o ke mo servang nna. Ukore ulukile wa tseba Modimo wa o tloela wa dira mathaithai mara no tla o a o tshwara ka lethaithai le le teng la Article 30.4F. Ya tse ring a ke re lenkwele re ring, any person that has previously served in the NEC and or at a higher level is not eligible to be nominated. President wa rena wa South Africa, current president wa South African Football Association, was the vice president of CAF. So na ka rena ke a ngwala, I'm sure mangwala ka ke a mantsi kwa le ko SAFA, ke ngwadile ka botsisa ka re governance committee ke kgopela re le mpotse re nna why le botsa batho. Why are you telling South African that she's eligible to be a president of South African Football Association? She has been approved, but she did not make it to the NEC. And about understand. There is Article 25.15 eri. The president, the vice president, the CEO, the deputy CEO shall not belong to a region. So I took 25, 26 ke vice president again. So I took it regional belong. I can be a regional belong to any region. So ki buchi shite kare ke le ngwaletse mola kare nke le lebelele article 25 point le mphetole le mpotse gore bjang gore jwang ke se mara ya number 2 ke kgopela gore le mpotse gore mo president wa rena o ke mo respectang kudu yena aba serve as higher position o tla jwang le ro approved ba mphetotse ba ra wa wena o nominateilwe ke Tshwane nna ka nominatewa ke Tshwane ene ke tshwere di-copy a ke re nna ke a itshepa le dira dilo o be le di-copy gore o tlo kgone ba bontse nna ke nominateilwe ke Vembe nominated as a president and on the national list ene ka supportwa ke Tshwane ka ba ka supportwa ke region ya go KZN ke sa tlo ya ke re betso ke mo Polokwane sa tlo ya ke ba bontse di documents tseo mara ba santse ba mphitiše pele mo article hearing because after the Congress 13 days after the Congress e be le di nomination so go ra gore everybody wa reng yena o belong to a region go ra gore in 13 days you should have gone to a region and belong to a region so it's not possible now ba mfetotse yeo ya gore o nominateilwe ke Tshwane mara a ba mphetole ya number 2 a ba mphetula ya number 2 ya gore mo president wa rena served at a higher level mara ke re statutes so a ra tshwanela go se bala ga botsebotse a ke re se tlile ka botsotsi a sa tla ga botse a ke re le bone ke le tlhalošeditše gore se tswa kae mara ka gore se gona ke rile bona di governance body tsela a ke re ba file signed copy ke sure a ba fa copy ya di 8 le ya di 8 tsa December ya di December le ya March ba file fela e signweng mara yele e signweng yona ke swere nna ke re sign ya go ba le signature ena le article eo so South Africans honorable guests that are here, the legends, the media, change is inevitable at SAFA. And you know, Mudimu Veragagatelu, I don't know Lelisa, Mudimu Nali timing ya high. Ricano Barapalula, now I don't know how. I get really a Quabarabana 47 votes. Basetiba vote, Leko Safa, Barbana lady 47 vote, Renar so you voter, Barbana less 47 bona Kigam holding Gahona. So I'm simply saying our ways are not God's ways. Mudim, Unot la diran chongwenya nifel, and then South African Football Association will be saved. Is save a gimudimu or morapelang every day. I can tomile ka opela go shamor morapela, tomile ka muruti, a rapelar, na lumurutu at la razwale mudir. So Nakali level a South African go equaquezi mabani having interview bam Butisha John, at the Butisha Zeva Satum Butishan John. Ore no eriki ke re batho ba phone no mamria the same mamria that mamria that a ona bolelang ka o mongwe mamria the same o tla dira ona pile wa mputisa o rona maroba kole batho ba le o ka re ka mokabanya ka wena ke ra wa se bona fela no ya le ko energy today o tla ba kwa ga botse o ba tlo phone ke o fe batho sebaka sa o phone ska fanna sebaka se stelle o fe batho ba o phone seba o rile hour so I'm 15 minutes a le fena go re le gone o tsena in le phone ka mo fetola ka ra ke ba kwile mara ke re change constitution ya rena every time re ya di electioning mo gongwe ke santse ke romele emotion ka then a ke rena le congress before the congress rena le congress engwe beke ya ne ka Saturday ke congress and rena le congress a gape next day ke SAFA you for you so I'm saying BK maybe ka congress ya Saturday I must send a motion gore can South African vote o skatla o sa vote ke no tlisha motion le nna gore ka re ke ba kwele enke be le re ka nnete o vote South African a nke ke setse ke tseba gore jalo I'm the president of South African Football Association So thank you so much. Football is my passion. It's in the blood. So and again, maybe it's a calling. And God's purpose. Many are the plans of a man's heart. It is God's purpose that shall prevail. And again, let's go like a rapela. His purpose will prevail.
Thank you, Mama Ria. Yeah, I guess change is inevitable. I'm not sure how many of us would have thought the FIFA president would unceremoniously leave office the way he left after so many years in charge. We've seen it with the continental body, Issa Hayatu, who would have thought he too would leave office in the manner in which he left. But such is football, and indeed change is inevitable. Members of the media will have a Q&A. We'll take 5 questions, and then we'll allow Mam Ria to then respond. If there is another round that's required, we'll do likewise. I'm not sure if we are members of the media, if we're ready for that. Okay, by a show of hands. All right, 1, 2, 3, Ledwaba, 4, and 5. No, it's fine. It's okay. And perhaps before we take those questions, let me also take this opportunity just to acknowledge Mr. Eric Muneri, Vavenda, representing the Member region. Vavenda. There we are. Let's also acknowledge another legend, Person Closey, former Ria Stars TRA striker. All right. Members of the media, will we use this as a roving mic? Okay, cool.
Thank you. My name is Vusane Moya from Capricorn FM. Maria, you mentioned that in some of these interviews that you've been having on the media, you mentioned Ikwekwezi and you mentioned your support that you're getting from KwaZulu-Natal. But outside of that, and the Member region and the Tshwane region that has showed their support, what other regions are you getting the support that you are confident that going into the next elections you will come out victorious, which I hope you do?
Thank you so much, Ruta and Obobodi from SABC. Just 2 questions. One, you served court papers seeking to stop the elections. And if I'm not mistaken, the court tomorrow, the case is tomorrow. How confident are you that the outcome will be in your favor? And secondly, your campaign or your priority is premised on development. You also mentioned schools. Coach Peter Msimane bemoaned the fact that there isn't a lot of white players, football players. What do you think is the prime cause of that nonchalance in terms of white players participating in the game?
Good afternoon. Ledwaba Kganyago, Idiski Times. Mamria, you clearly the absence of the REC and how you mentioned the province, how many votes it holds and the kind of power it holds. Why do you think they are not supporting you, and how important is it that you really appeal to them, all the other regions, to be able, starting with Capricorn and all of them here at home, to be able to, you know, give you the backup that you need? And then secondly, I want to ask you about women's football. Obviously, it has taken a step back. There's no development. There's nothing. Banyana is in camp right now. They don't even know if they'll have a friendly before the AFCON, which is starting in less than a month. what are some of the things that you're going to be looking at in terms of, not just having a woman office and a woman taking care of women's needs, but definitely really addressing the issues that concern women's football, especially including getting the girls to be paid?
All right, thank you. My name is Nati Kubiani, NEGFM. Mamria, you spoke about finances like you are 600 million year 2010 FIFA World Cup and many other free money that you received. Would you say there's some sort of lack of financial prudence right now within the association? Then how do we go back and revive that development like your school sport that he spoke about?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Clifford, Capricorn FM. Mamria, I think we spoke last week Friday, and I did mention that the bigger thing that I've been picking up from what is happening is that within SAFA, there's huge problems when it comes towards you. They're always fighting you, which whenever you read papers, you find out about that. Whenever you talk to people on the ground, you hear about that. But now we are heading to the elections on the 25th. Hopefully, they, if they are to happen. What would happen if you go to those elections and you come out not victorious because of the things that are happening in within? What would be your next step to make sure that, everything that you've talked about today here is out in, because as much as we are hearing it right here, right now, we'll write about it as journalists, we'll report about it, but I think there's a bigger picture of those stages to be shown to the media instead of us hearing about it. I think one of the other picture that I want to paint is that as much as we talk about, the stages or everything that is happening inside, we hear it, but we don't see it. When is it the time that whenever you write those stages, please stop hiding them from us as the media and the people? We want to see the complaints that each and everyone is talking about. Bring them to the fore, and we can be able to write about that and make sure that the change that you're talking about is there for the people. Thank you.
Questions. I'm going to start with the last one. I have learned in my 8 years of serving in the NEC of SAFA that a lot of members there, they've decided to be muted, because it has been demonstrated again and again that those that have opened up their mouth to challenge anything, and it's not about challenging, just having a different opinion, you are out. Just having a different, but this woman who's sitting here, it's a different breed. I would not be afraid to raise issues. I continue to raise those issues, as you say, and indeed, I have found myself outside of the organization. If you remember, I'm sure you have seen me participating in South African football. I'm a vice president. I think the last time I participated was before 2020. Remember, I was removed as a vice president, unconstitutionally so. And when they realized that they are going to be in trouble, they reinstated me in September. So I continue to fight, not individuals. I continue to fight for the right thing to happen at SAFA. And I think this is the leadership that we want. You want people to be free to speak their mind. Now I'm a teacher by profession. I don't think there's any stupid question. If people ask and you think they are stupid, it's your problem. I'm saying there is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of association. It's entrenched in our constitution. That's the first thing you read in our constitution. But there is no. You can't raise your own opinion. If you raise your own opinion, you must know that you are out. I'm out because I raised my opinion to say the Game Mokaba report. That is a report that the acting Game Mokaba was the vice president and the acting CEO. And when he was removed, he decided to write a report. And report was about the manner in which he was treated there. And we agreed in our meeting of presidents that this report must not come to the NEC, must be taken to a judicial body so that they must tell us whether Mokaba was telling us the truth or not. I do not know. But my view was that this report cannot be discussed by us. We are conflicted. It must be discussed by an independent body there. And that was my problem with SAFA. From that time, it was just, I could not serve. I've never served SAFA from 2020 as I speak to you today. In fact, I hear that in their meeting where I'm not invited, they are referring me as the former vice president. But they refer themselves as current NEC members. But it's okay. It's not about that. Elections, it's about two things. You go there, it's like, I wanna draw. Agree in football, only draw, only win. In election, it's either you win or you lose. It's either you have secured enough votes or you have not. And you're asking, what will I be doing? I will not be lost to football. That is for certain. I have established Ledwaba Foundation. It is doing amazing thing for football. I was at Tony Chabalala's tournament a few weeks ago, BK. It was a SAFA tournament. A tournament of a legend who uses his own money. But if it was like it was the Nedbank or the MTN challenge. It was well organized, well sponsored, that tournament. And I went there. I participated. I said, I promised him. I said, next time when you play, when you do this tournament, don't ever think of soccer balls. You'll get them from me. So I've been doing that with a lot of other people that I'm assisting there. So Ledwaba Foundation will do a lot to assist South African Football Association to do the things that we want to see changing in football. The first question was, do I have enough vote? I do. I'm very confident. I do. I have, because I have spoken. Again, I don't have the time to go to the region. The only time it's in South Africa, South African Football Association, where you must now ask for votes through phones. So the only time I can do that is to go to Energy FM and plead and say, I'm asking for my province to vote for me and hope that they will listen. I'm talking about people that I served with them in the provincial executive I'm still serving with them. I'm talking about the people that I brought a challenge. And I went to the mayor of Capricorn, and the mayor said, I've been a mayor. It's for the first time I hear that there are 16 teams in the ABC Municipal and 10 are from Capricorn. You have got 400,000 rand. Go and play that tournament. So I'm talking about that kind of leadership, that you will go there and open doors for the teams. Go there and open doors for the local football association. That's what we are looking for. Yes, and that one, I think it's a problem. You see, when you are an organization that has got product, you have got Banyana, you have got the Anders. under national teams. We have got 7 national teams: under 17, under 20, under 23, boys and girls. We don't have the under 23 girls, and then we have Banyana and Bafana. A financial, people who are in finance will tell you, in government, Joseph can tell us that you will have accounts for different products. I remember Balfour, when he was a minister, he said to us, I will not give you money that you will take to SAFA. I want to give money for women's football, but you must have your own account where we can put money. I don't know why he was saying so. I didn't ask him why you are saying. When you are a financial person, you'll know that there is money for Agresasol is paying money. It must be put for Banyana. It's money for Banyana. Yes. And then you can group the junior national teams as one account. Whatever comes for them, you put there. Then you have Bafana, and then you have got other properties that you have there. If Bafana don't have money, you can borrow from Banyana. But you know that when the money Bafana is out, like so South African Football Association has got one account. Yeah, one account. So if Hollywood has paid and there's a national team playing that is not even planned on the agenda, then somebody decides, no, we can go and play Qatar. Then you take the money from there. So that's why we're struggling. That's why last week our team from here couldn't go and play for the Super League. Why? Because they are paid an X amount of money, 137,000 rand a month, and then come month end they get 100,000 rand. So they've budgeted, they don't have money to do. So you have those kind of issues where I think we have to have proper financial systems in South African Football Association. No, I'm not going to. You have to have balls, to do certain things. So I don't want to ask a question or which region. I don't want region to be suspended and put under administration because I've named their names here. We have regions. Muneri, just stand up. Muneri was the president of the Confederation of of Football in the province. He is the Secretary General of Vembe. What happened to Vembe is unbelievable and unfortunate. They had an election, put an election that they are going to elect because there was a directive from the Congress that all regions must go on election by the 31st. So they wrote a letter to say, no. Because our local football association has not gone on election, we will have our election on the 3rd and 4th, and then we will have our regional election on the 11th. And then, guess what? The candidates, head office sent candidates there. The nomination are with the auditors. Then head office decide to go to Vembe. He's no more the secretary as we speak now. There's a new there's election that happened on the 31st there in Vende without them, without the president of Vembe, and they call that an election. So I'm just giving you a practical example, that we are in a federation that we have lost it. We are so desperate to be in office that we can do anything, because I think that is abuse of power. I have spoken for almost an hour here. I have never spoken about positions. I have never. I'm talking about development of football, but I can tell you it's about positions. People are afraid to say something because I might not be in the NEC. It's about me being in a position there. We cannot have an organization that their priority is position. Our priority must always be development of football. And these people, when they are elected, then you can talk about positions, because then you have 3 vice presidents, you have members that are going to serve in the NEC. But the desperation that is out there in terms of people, messengers that are there, and I call them messenger because I get a messenger. Yeah, there's too many messengers out there that are sent to say something. I was very offended by someone that I have respected all my life, Aaron Mugwena, and I must say it here, that he went to do a video saying, Mamria, I don't know if he has ever been to Limpopo. He said, I travel, I go to all provinces, and what has Mamria done for football? And I said, okay, no, that's fine. It's okay. Everybody has got his own opinion. But I want to invite Aaron to come to my office in Midrand and come and see 23 awards that I received ever since 2018, that I've been received for participating, for serving football. And he must come and show me the one award of the person that he's talking about that he has served. I'm not talking when you are appointed as a CEO of, when you are an employee. I'm talking about using your own money, serving South African footballers, so paying players, paying their accommodation. And I want him to come and show him. Or if he says Ledwaba has not done anything in football, he must tell us what Date Denijo Dan has done in football, except when he was an employee of SAFA as a CEO of SAFA, bringing the World Cup, not alone with the organizing committee that was bringing South Africa. I want Aaron Mgwen to come and tell me that. Thank you. The case, I'm very confident. The things that I'm talking about, and it's unfortunate that the media, what they are told, and then they respond to what they are telling. I think it's high time, BK. When somebody tells you the statutes say to ask for those statutes. Let me give you the statutes of the 8th of December for the 8th, and tell me those statutes, dear Swanana. You must read for yourself. It's unfortunate that you do there. I even saw on ENCA the other day when they say, I'm sitting at home, I see Ria did not get joy from CAF and FIFA. And I'm sitting there saying, no, should I write a letter to the ombudsman of media and tell them what I see there? It's misinforming the public, because you must give the public the correct information. I have not written a letter to CAF. I have written my letter to FIFA. It's written very clear, Madame Fatma Samo. That's the General Secretary of. And then because I'm a principal member of this football, I copied CAF and I copied SAFA. So tell me, do you respond to a letter when you are copied? No, it's not your letter. Now, CAF respond to me. They did not respond to SAFA. They responded to Ria. The letter says Mrs. Ria Ledwaba. But SAFA, because they don't adhere to their own statutes, they take my letter and give it to the media. It's not their letter, it's my letter. But they took that letter, they gave it to the media. Now, ENCA tells incorrect information. Ria does not get joy from CAF and FIFA. Did they get a letter from FIFA? The joy from CAF, I did not write a letter from CAF. And I did not respond to CAF because I did not write a letter to them. So I'm just showing you that, look, we're living in a very undemocratic organization, that you are not allowed to say what you say. Even when they stopped my media conference, they did not have the rules. I wrote, just give me article hearing, I can't have a media conference. On what authority? SAFA is run by the NEC, Kirinarijan decision. But if I was not in that NEC, where was that decision taken to say you can't have a press conference? But look, those are the things that need to change. Oh, the players, white players. You can only get white players if you do your school sport correctly. School sport has got multiracial players. If you disregard schools and then you concentrate on our communities where we play, you'll never have white players. Why don't you ask me, or what about the coach? Yeah. We have lost against Cameroon. Were you happy that we lost Cameroon? Yeah. I mean Morocco. Yes, we lost. And we were saved by the goalkeeper. Yeah. If that goalkeeper was not up to scratch, we could have been embarrassed. Yes. But we have got talent in South Africa. The legends can tell you, we do have talent. There are certain players, even you as media, you are saying, but why is this player not in that field of play? I always ask this question. In the national team, you have got more than 400 players that are playing, 4,000 players that are playing in the ABC Motsepe. You have got probably another more than 4,000 in the NFD. Do you want to tell me, or out of those 4,000 players, you can't have one player just in the national team, so that this other player that are playing say, oh no, there's a chance of me going there? Do you really think? But we're looking only at PSL. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know. The relationship also with that PSL also. You ask yourself, do we really have a relationship? Because every time a coach is complaining, no, I'm not going to get player. But it's not about that coach that is complaining. It's about the relationship that we build. Because they give us players for the national teams. So we must have a healthy relationship with them. Some of the decisions that we take, we must be able. That's why we have a committee called Liaison Joint Committee. It's a committee where you have to meet with the PSL to discuss at the beginning of the year. But those committees don't happen. They happen when there's a crisis, then there's that meeting. So I think I've answered all your question. Women's football, my dear sister, we tried. I just said the women's committee is out. There's no department, and I think you must understand me I'm not saying a woman might be better than a man there, but that is an instruction from FIFA. FIFA, they are trying to say, hire a capable woman that will be able to get the products, to apply for funds there. Somebody that will be able to apply. When we go around for sponsor, my 8 years, we only as sponsor, we never went out for sponsor for women's football. Never. They get what is left of Bafana Bafana. And we cannot do that. America have gone to court. They've won their case in court, not in the federation. They went out there and they said, no, enough is enough. We must get same. We play same football, same time. There is no change. So that needs to happen in women's football. In fact, they must get paid more than Bafana Bafana. I mean, really, they are performing. They are doing much better. At least people can watch Banyana with pride, and say, look at them, they are playing. They can do that. But not with Bafana currently. Foreign coach. And I think I must speak about that. A foreign coach. For me, as a president of South Africa, no, will never consider a foreign coach. I'm not saying foreign coaches are not good. I'm saying a foreign coach will take 2 years to learn the culture of our country, to know the players, to understand because remember, when you go around, I'm going to watch Sundowns playing Golden Arrows on that particular. If the player on that particular day it's out of form, also to mona for that game. So players are human beings. They go into a game. I know because I had a team. Players come there, Tapelo, Wapala game is wrong today. But it's because of the nature. We are human beings. We are more, he wants to play. But if a foreign coach has come there, one of that player, no, this player. Do you think he will ever consider that player? No. So it will take too long for a foreign coach to be able to adapt. And if you look, you must go and, I wish I had the statistics, on the media. Go to the statistics and see that the coaches that have succeeded in Bafana are for us local coaches. Shakes Mashaba, Trot Muloto, Jomo Sono, Ted Domitro. Those, yes, you can count them. All the others, but you cannot have an organization that in the last 15 years you have 15 coaches. You can't. Because there's no long-term plan. When there's a long-term plan, you are able to say, the coach we appoint you, we give you 5 years to take us to America 2026. You don't appoint a coach last year and then you want to go to Qatar World Cup with that coach. Well, is he going to get the time to even know the players? That's why, and I know that coach, he has done very well in Cameroon. He took Cameroon, he won the Africa Cup of Nations with Cameroon. He failed to go to Russia and he was fired by Cameroon. After, look at the players of Cameroon and our players. Are we on the same standard? They are playing overseas, they are playing. And it's not that we do not have quality of players in South Africa. We do. We have quality players, but we must have coaches that would know our players, will be able to know that I can be able to select 50 players and put them there, and I know I have a stream, and then I will keep on including when some get injured, they are taken away. This is what football is all about. Some of us who have lived football, we are still going to be living football. We are not going anywhere. When you are not elected as the president of this organization, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still a South African and I will still have interest in football. And if I have to add value into football, I will still do so. Thank you.
We'll take the next round of questions. I've been instructed as follow-ups.
Yes, Nati from NGFM again. Mamria, definitely you are a threat to the opponent, especially the incumbent. Have you received any sort of maybe death threats or something like that? Any threats?
The God I serve has put a hedge of protection around me that no one can cross without his permission. No one can cross here without God's permission. If it happens, God has no, and God ultimately evil to happen to his children. So there is no way. I'm not afraid. I know that I've been a threat. I am a threat. I think everybody, it's demonstrated in a number of platforms, BK, that I have been a threat, but I'm a threat that would bring change in South African Football Association.
Maybe before we take more questions, just an acknowledgement of one other guest amongst us, the former president of Limpopo Softball and Softball South Africa, Gilo Marapiane. Sir? Bragilo? There we go. All right. And next round of questions, do we still have any hands up? One, yes, two, three. Okay.
Thank you, Clifford from Capricorn again. Maria, what would be the first dirty laundry would you like to clean out when you take over the office?
Tobela Mamria, Director MSST Mogalakwena, Waterberg ne? Re tlo rapedisha. Ke kwa botlhoko, a ke se batho ba kwa botlhoko. Tšeo di boletseng ka se thome go mathomo ka fitlha mafelelong. Mmofia ke nna. Re tlo rapedisha o presidente ye tlang ya SAFA. Waterberg region, I'm not afraid because ke le ba re ba nkuba. So e tla tsoa e be le ka mo ICU ke na le tshepo jwale ke ya gore moya o hona jwale a ke tshabe motho ke a leboga.
All right. Lena ke rata go leboga o Siria ke Maropeng Logodi ba ntlaetse ka Mmalogodi wa women football in Limpopo o le gore o startile the women football in Limpopo ka 1989 ke rena ba re di tšo go be le women football mara e hwile. Why? Just because Matlhagare knows very well. Matlhagare, I'm very much happy now gone jaanong o kgone go tseba nnete le be le sena nnete Matlhagare le rakile ka regioneng le rakisha ke Moghalajwe Deni Jordan. I'm not afraid to say that. Deni Jordan o na le batho ba ba shumishang ba no tsamaya le all the regions ga ba fitla rena betla mo rena ka mo Capricorn ba no fitla ba re hi we are from Vembe or from Mobani. We just pass here because lena region on the road, so no le bona rena le shomajwang. Thereafter, we have received a letter ya gore batla ba tlo re palakantša and then ba re ntšha ka region with no reasons. We went for so many courts and o ka se wine ka Den Jordan e padile gona. So now o Siria nna ke nyako tseba rena ge le be le busy go amendiwa di statute. There is another article ke lebetso ke article number mang if I'm not wrong. Listen now ke Malogodi kana Mokgono go na le fraud a e dirileng ya go a tsebega gore Malogodi must not be elected ka maharantšo we. But to our surprise, our president Jiki Mogashwa a ke re ba mo scripile mo go ntwe mo go lomo mara re maketsitse ke mogashwa wa tseba lona. I'm not afraid to say it. You may go and tell him re maketse runo ka ba re no nominations tse di dirilweng ka mo Capricorn ba re je ke mogashwa se president ya ka mo Capricorn. Even now is a president ya ka mo Capricorn. Ibile ke bona ba o shumishwa. That's why go no no rena we are busy with something Osiria. We are busy with something. Officiela kwa rena ka rena go tlatlamola matlaga re lo tlatlamola officiela rena go tseba rena why Capricorn did not nominate Osiria ngwana wa mmu wa tswa ngwana mo gae mo lo dira le khalate la go tswa gole o le ka se le mogopetse le ka sukiro re le tswai. Thank you.
Mamuria, nna ke tlo bolela ka di-statutes. Ke kwele monno mo wa media a re ge le ka swine le tlo dira mara le marabile mara ke nyoko e ska ba lena fela because Mandela o boletša re if re sa take care ka the youth or ka generation e tlang we're going to suffer ge re ya ko pele. So article 10 ya di-statutes e bolela ka membership. I think the best thing go lwa le di-porn le di-castle jaaka mo SAFA Capricorn and all the region mo South Africa is to teach di-tlapa tše di-coach le di-members to capacitate membership gore re lwe le kinkua. We must make sure that we capacitate ourselves on the ground, especially when it comes to associate members who are the coaches, legend. Please, let's go to the ground. If we want to fight 10, let's go to the ground. Let's capacitate the membership. Once really strong on the ground, it's going to be easy to fight the Ponce Rumba de Romela as Australia Duvala Arikidi message. So this thing it's very easy. Caesarea Akaswin. I'm anticipating or let us build the ground force. Mar, we do the right thing. We affiliate. Because the mistake that we are doing, Article 10, ke membership. Revolela ke avolela ke le legend ke re kenyaka Austria ba re kwena mangwe. You find out what I'm not even an affiliate member. Then I'm powerless. So I'm in ground first. Go fast. Let's capacitate the membership. And then at the end of the day, definitely we're going to win it. Thank you, Mama Sri. Lekanu ngaraba leona gore le tlo re thusha jwang go capacitate a membership wa rena gore over strong across the countries. Rena di legend tše dintši we can win this war. Thank you.
Thanks very much for the opportunity and good afternoon. Protocol observed. It's not necessarily a question, but just a comment. My take is that a good leader is someone who's visionary. Is someone who sells a vision. But immediately after selling that vision, you then influence processes and procedures towards the achievement of that vision. And that is what I got from Ledwaba here. There are a few things that you touched on. Number one, you talked about corporate governance, good corporate governance.
If there is none of that within an institution, forget about it. The second one is ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is about what is right and wrong. If we do wrong things and say they are right, there's no ethics. And you've highlighted that to say that actually it's non-existent in the organization that you are serving in. Number 3, you talk about the constitution. If we're going to do things outside of the constitution, then that's it. Let's forget about it. There are no rules. You spoke about involvement of legends. These people have played football. They know what football is about. And therefore, you need to involve them. I don't want to go far in terms of that, but I think that is a good idea in as far as that is concerned. The last point that I picked up, you spoke about stakeholder relationships. There's no institution that exists in isolation. You are part of the society. You are part of business. You are part of government. So you need to have relationships with stakeholders for them to be able to assist you to achieve your vision or your objectives. So that is what I got from this press conference from the Mamria as she will be contesting for the leadership here SAFA. And I want to say to you, Mamria, you've got our support, undivided support, and we're going to pray very hard that you become victorious, and it is through God that we will achieve that. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. Vusana Moyo again from Capricorn FM. Mamria, you mentioned a very important aspect when it comes to the relationship that you can have with either the universities, the school sport, but I'm concerned or worried about the relationship that you currently have with the other NEC members. Not necessarily you mentioning their names to put them on the spot, but if there is also any support or a good, healthy relationship that when you are going to these elections, you can count on and say, in the NEC, there are people that are singing the same song that you are singing, the song of change.
The question is those two questions from my captain and my other player. Now, there's a legacy that I've left. Eh? Have you heard the question? Maybe they must help the journalists, Maybe they can be journalists, eh? Don't you think when I take over, the first person that I must employ, you were saying, where do I start? Maybe I must take the captain to come and be there at SAFA with me. Because he's a financial man, he spoke like a CEO of an organization. He's a director. Yes. What I will do, the first thing that I'll do, I said there's no SAFA without football, without clubs. Let's organize our clubs. Let the clubs play football. They cannot be bothered by we can't be today in 2022. We are still talking about violence of referees at the stadium. We can't. It's the first thing. It's about football. The other things that I've spoken about is to just bring change. But let it start with the teams. Let the teams feel free that when they play football, they are recognized. There is some kind of recognition that we as an association, we have nothing without those teams. Let's take care of it. Clean up there. Let the referees be paid sufficiently. You can't have people that are coming to do service and they get that. You allow them to be bribed. You allow them for corruption. So let's start there. Football, our football, people must go and watch football without watching the referee, or what is the referee doing in the game. He is very particular, and I spoke lengthily about that, BK. Understanding, you know, this thing of us not capacitating anybody. Even the clubs, remember the clubs have got admin. Who cares about that admin? We must be able to show them, let them know that for you to be able to run a football club, this is how you run. Let's induct them. Let's go there and assist this team to be able to, because that's what we have. SAFA is about those teams, nothing else. It's not about any other person. In my life, I have learned to have a relationship with people. I don't think I have any relationship problem with any NEC member. And I've never had any problem with, and I must confess, BK, that there are capable men and women in that NEC. They are. That can do the right thing. They are. No doubt about that. It's not that when I speak, I'm the only person. No, they are. And I have no single unhealthy relationship with any one of them. Even with the president, I do not have any problem with it. I've never had any problem. I've never been personal in my dealing with an organization. I deal with the issues like the captain has said. I'll always speak about what is not right in terms of what we have created ourselves. But I would never, I don't think there's anybody here who heard me speaking about a particular individual or the president didn't do that. No. My press conference was to show you that there is challenges in our organization, and I tried in a way to show you the challenges that we have, and I've tried also to say if we are able to change the situation as it is, you are able to bring that excitement of football. Malokodi spoke about her experience. We can't have an organization where people are suspended, people are put on administration, just for them to be able to raise their voice. We cannot have that kind of, allow your members to be able to grow. Allow them to be able to raise their own opinion. Allow them, that's how you succeed in any organization. Allow yourself to listen to the supporters. Call the supporters to one indaba and say, this indaba is for the supporters. I'm not here to say anything. I want you supporters to tell me, what is it that you want to see? Don't tell me about the problem. Tell me what you want to see. Call the teams. Teams, you are playing football. We depend on you. Tell me, what is it that you want to see? Call the public. You can go to Energy FM. I can go Energy FM tonight. Ne? Yes, it's because I'm talking to the public. So the public can ask questions. What about that? What about that? Sometimes it's because they have no idea how the structure of the organization is, but they still ask those questions. So I'm simply saying it is up to you, Percy. South Africans can speak. South Africans, it doesn't mean when South Africans are not voting, South African cannot speak. The noise that we hear today is the noise that we want for each and everything that is not going well in South Africa, that South Africans must stand up and say enough, it's enough. We cannot stand here and always hear things, and we can see them ourselves. And that is why I'm saying South Africans have got a voice. You have a voice, and you are right when you say the legends must stand up and say we cannot be excluded in that constitution. That constitution does not speak to us as legends, people that has played football in this country. So you need to stand up and rise. But if you're sitting there at the corner and there are 2, 3 legends that are given an opportunity, and those legends are speaking for you, and you are not there, you cannot allow that to happen. It has to be the legends' benefit, not one particular legend that benefit, and the rest of the legends are sitting there. There's nothing where you can add so much value in this organization. I want to invite you tomorrow. The women in South Africa have stand up. They say we are tired of this nonsense that we hear every day and we can't do anything. We as women group have put themselves together. Women in construction, women in mining, women in business, churches, and all that. They are saying enough is enough. We want to see change as South Africans put. And then I said, we want Mamria. No, they are saying we want change. We want to see change. We want to see the things that we have seen in football that has brought us to the stadium. So tomorrow at 12, the women around the globe, they are coming to Polokwane tomorrow, Kosisheho, at Regina Catholic Church, Zone 3, at 12 o'clock. They are coming there. They want to speak to the people of this province, especially the people of Sesheho. They are saying, come there, let's share with you what we know. Some are political members, some are members of parliament. They are saying, enough, it's enough. We cannot continue to hear the things that we hear that are happening in that. So you are all invited tomorrow at 12 o'clock at Regina Catholic Church, Zone 3, Sesheho. Thank you. And let me thank the regions and the LFA that are here. I know I have your support. I know I have support of the members that are there. Remember, the member is not the NEC member. It's not the REC member. The members are football teams, LFA. All those are members. So I want to thank you, all of you, each and every one of you. The legends, Sebola, stand up. You cannot continue to be in the corner there, not speaking out. Lamona Malombo has come down. No, let me also go there to show the legends in Limpopo that Reina the legends go Gauteng. We have said, SAFA yes, but no. Every time there's election, it must start now. So we are going to put pressure. My court case is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. It's visual. We are not going there. My lawyer is from Limpopo. Banna bale ba di senior council ba tla nkwa ga botse go sasa or na moshimane wa ga sekhukhune ke tseba ditaba ga botse jalo a re tloeleleng court a ke re ba the matter is sub judice. Yeah, so go re ka se di bolele ditaba tsa go mara wena o mpoditse jwala ra wona mama ria ke tswa go meng gabedi jalo re ke tla ke kopane le bona ga botse mo ra le leboga nna ke feditse jalo ke le lebogile for you taking your time to come here and listen. I'm sure le dikwele ditaba ka bolena le ka gona o make up your mind le ka gona o butsisa diputšišo tse le nyaka go di butsisa he bo BK le bo Capricorn le bo SABC ba bolela ditaba le ka gona o di bolela ditaba tšeo ke a leboga.
Okay, thanks, Mama. Ke rate to respond on one of the questions. Yeah, the regions. Ki thome ka hore the system ya SAFA is very frustrating. We have three statutes, 3 constitution, one for national, one for region, one for LFA. That is the problem. One for national, one for region, one for LFAs. But we are on one umbrella. The issue, yeah, Malawodi, ke nana ore yes, SAFA Capricorn region is paralyzed. Yengwe ya jona ba bolejo ore yengwe is emo ICU. Yeah, Capricorn region is paralyzed. And then it took attention. Kapila. Mara seseleng ona gore we are here and then we can fix it. And then it's time, yeah, SAFA National. If Osna leadership, there's no way Bafana can produce any result. There is no way we can keep Hannigan, Denny Jordan, co-leadership because I produce anything. Let's go point at the coach Harafet. Leadership start from the president. Lebo Mutlant. Vasepela Kamoka. Because what we need change. Because leadership is not only one person. You know, when you fix a car, otoka goleyo reliable, meaning you must buy a new car. You cannot service a car for more than 8 years or expect a Eastern Cape every week. There's no way. If you want to travel a long distance, get a reliable car. A reliable car is a new car. Meaning, let's go there on 25 by full force and come back to Maria as our president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mama, we learn every day. In politics, they say they are ice boys. In football, they are messengers, right? Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a great audience. Members of the media, we appreciate your presence and the time you have made to honor this invite. If you still have any one-on-one sessions you need with Mamria, members of the media, you're more than welcome. You'll see Tabo. Yeah, Tabo will coordinate that exercise. For the rest of us, do we have anything to nibble on before we... Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so members of the media, for one-on-ones with Mamria, you'll see Tabo. The rest of us, you can follow me. I'll lead you to where we'll go and nibble. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Mmeli dijo tse wena o lokisitse tsona modimo di so fatshe mo dinele